Alright, welcome back to Case Closed, Anime Review, episode number 315. Yeah, wrapped up another two-parter, and now we're another two-parter. Yes, we're discussing episode 1195, The Spiral Mansion Mystery, Part 1 of 2. Conan, Ren, and Kagero are at this Spiral Building Museum. Despite the fact they've heard of it as a mansion as a title, this is basically an art museum that is spiral shaped, and they have a weird spiral staircase. They also have this particular thing. They say it's like a Tower of Babel, except the Tower of Babel, the stories I've read about it, was a building that was under construction, and it was circular, but it didn't spin. And that the story goes related to it. Of course, they talk about it's in the Book of Genesis, obviously. The story goes, and they recount that in the episode, that there was this group of people who were trying to build buildings to the heavens, and the Lord Almighty wasn't very particularly pleased with that, so he decided to, according to the Bible, have everybody speak in different languages. Thus, the Tower of Babel, as in speaking not a gibberish, whatever. And there have been depictions of the Tower of Babel where I think I saw one show where somebody actually picked up a piece of supposedly from the actual Tower of Babel, and they started speaking a different language. And this was a piece of the tower. Those of you curious, though, the tower exists in real life? I'm guessing it did, presumably in the Middle East, someplace. If it did, it's probably doesn't exist anymore. It's probably nothing there, because this was thousands of years ago. So, and there's also like this little bisting in the floor, and then of course, basically, like if people want to buy it, apparently like 300,000 can't buy it for reasons. To me, let's see how much 300,000 yen is in U.S. currency. That is, so 300,000 yen is $1,876,085. Yeah, that's kind of expensive. Yeah, so they turn it down, and then of course they have various stuff, and of course they can't go over this area because it's for staff only. So they go back, and all of a sudden first you hear a groan, and then this is something, because this series has never done this before, with the exception of one canon episode. Never in anime original content has this ever happened. What is that, you might ask? A gunshot going off. Yes, a gunshot. One of my massive complaints about the series, when they do these murders, it's like, okay, we do pretty much everything except for have people be shot? Seriously? I get the fact it's for kids. You don't necessarily need to have the gunshot thing being shown. You can at least have the sound effect, which they did, and thank you. It took a long time for this to happen, because I think like officially one person been killed by being shot, that being Ayami's sister back in one canon episode. Yes, but aside from that, nope. Like, I think that most everybody else has either been shot, poisoned, whacked in the head. That is a popular one. Either the most popular ways to dying that I've seen in the series is either poison, or being whacked in the head, or being stabbed, but never ever being shot for these like original murder cases. And this guy was shot, not with a pistol, but a frickin' shotgun. And of course, also, this guy was sitting on a toilet. Like, and I'm thinking, like, this is obviously a murder because he was shot in his chest. Because, here's the thing, I've held a pump-action shotgun. If you're really curious, the barrel is, the thing is about this long. I know because I've held one of these things. So being shot with a pump-action shotgun, unless you have really long arms, this is impossible to do. Unless they rig it. And of course they call for the police, obviously. And who obviously shows up? McGuire and Takagi. Of course they do. Still no Sato, apparently. It's been a bit since I've seen her last. So they think it's this one lady who, of course, this was her husband. Like, maybe no, she didn't do it. Actually, it was her brother. I think it was like, and of course her husband comes in. Actually, her husband comes in, so she can't do it because it's like, yeah, I guess she's in her studio. And probably no one came to the floor. And after looking around, of course, look at the building, like, Conan suspects there might be a secret room in the building because of what the vents are. And not sure what to think. So then comes an interesting idea. Why don't you use the Tower of Babel statue, put it in the abyss hole, and see what happens? And they do it. And then the building starts shaking. Everyone's wondering what the heck is going on. And then Conan runs up, finds the vent. It's like, oh yeah, I was correct. This is a fake vent. And they go inside. Yeah, it's a secret room. Apparently, it is containing a room containing paintings that were not on display. It's not really paintings of the guy. And it's not really the case, but this was a really cool thing to see. And they do ask what the woman's husband is, one trying to verify her alibi. And then the episode ends with him being shown dead in the river. And he's been shot in the head too. You know, as I can tell, because I highly doubt you can hit somebody with a rock like that, like a little stream of blood like that. He was probably shot. But really interesting here. I'm guessing he was probably shot with a pistol bullet. Because if it was a shotgun bullet, it probably... Well, it depends on basically what his head looks like. Next episode, we'll just see it next week. But yeah, I do like this. I do like this episode. For an anime original episode, this is quite interesting. And this also is the first anime original episode in a long time. We have Conan, Ran, and Mori wear their canon outfits. Because when you go to a place like this, like in the anime original content, Ran's usually wearing like original clothes. She never usually wears her outfit. Conan occasionally wears his canon attire. You know, the blue shirt, red bow tie. He does wear that occasionally, but not all the time. Kanguro, he normally does, but Ran does not. Ran does not normally wear this stuff. I mean, look at this. Oh, could this be a canon episode? No, this is completely anime original. Because, of course, because we just had one, and I'm guessing we probably won't have another one, probably not for the next couple months. That's my guess anyways. But overall, really good episode, good mystery. I like the whole thing with the Tower of Babel stuff, though I think it being a drill was weird. And they also had this whole thing in the episode with the spiral staircase, where like on top there's like this inscription where, and of course Mori notices first, like, okay. And it is quite interesting the fact that this whole thing was over like a secret room. But I thought it was a really cool idea. Also on the outside of this building, there's like this light on the outside. I thought that was really weird. Now, have I personally been in a building that's been like this, where it's very spiral on the outside? Not that I could think of, no. Have I been up a spiral staircase before? No. No, I haven't, sadly. But I did do this episode. I definitely did. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe to notifications. I will see you all tomorrow for Project Red, Super Sentai, and this is confirmed for tomorrow, the return of My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Okay, next video. Bye.